Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Zim's Beer Review. I'm your host, Garrett Zimmer. Thanks for joining, however you may be following today, whether you're on YouTube Live, if you're following on Twitch, or maybe you downloaded the podcast, however you get podcasts. We're available everywhere that podcasts are available. So thank you for tuning in, however you may be tuning in. It's appreciated. We're back for episode number 14 in the Zim's Beer Review series, and we have our very first American Pale Ale today. So if you're following on YouTube or on Twitch, or if you're watching on YouTube later on, you can see on screen the beer that we are going to be reviewing today. If you only listen to the audio version of the podcast, I highly recommend you guys check out the video version. There's a lot of good information on screen, and it lets you see the beer a little bit more, but that's kind of why I do both. I want you guys to be able to have the option of watching the video or just doing the audio only. So I try to balance it a little bit, but if you're interested in seeing what any of these cans look like or what the beer coloration is or anything like that, I suggest you check out the YouTube channel. It's at Zim's Beer Review. You can always find it on my Twitter account at Zim's Beer Review. I always post the videos on there as well as the audio. So, so today we're reviewing an American Pale Ale by Odell Brewing Company called their Drumroll APA. So it's a little bit more than a Pale Ale. This is an American Pale Ale. An APA kind of plays off of the IPA, an India Pale Ale. A lot of people wonder what the difference is between an IPA, which is much more popular. You can get IPAs. Everyone's heard of an IPA. Then you see an APA. An American Pale Ale, it falls in the same line as an IPA. It has that bitterness and really hop-forward flavor that is common in IPAs, is also is common in APAs. However, the main differences in general would be APAs are hopped with American hops. That's probably the main difference. If you do a little bit of research on it, you might find stuff that says IPAs are going to be a little bit more bitter, and an APA will have that a little bit more subdued. But it's really what it comes down to is that the hops are American hops. In general, maybe APAs are a little bit less bitter and a little bit less hop forward. However, you can have those same characteristics in an IPA, and that doesn't make it not an IPA. So the line kind of gets a little bit blurry when you're really starting to distinguish between the two. But the main one, you can never fail. APAs are hopped with American hops. That's the number one difference between them. So the one we're doing today is called Drumroll APA. It's out of Odell Brewing Company, and Odell is based in Fort Collins, Colorado. Another relatively local beer to me. They're only about 3 hours away, headed south from here towards Colorado. Odell Brewing Company is really big. They're a very large brewing company. I'd be surprised if they're not available where you are. And I want to say, doing a little bit of research on them, I check out their website, and I do I check out other beer reviews and try and follow up on what Odell's doing. I will say Odell Brewing Company has what I think is probably the best website for a beer brewery that I've ever seen. It's super user friendly, really intuitive and fun. I'll explain a little bit more about some of those things. I thought it was really cool website. I encourage you to go check them out. Their website is odellbrewing.com. So we're going to go ahead and open up our Odell Brewing Drumroll APA. Unfortunately, we got another can, so we can't use our bottle opener here. But I don't want to forget, I have information about this bottle opener I'm going to give you guys at the end of this podcast. Potentially a way for you guys to get one of these bottle openers, actually 2 of these bottle openers for free. So stay tuned. Okay, so pouring this in. A little bit of an aggressive pour there. Got a little bit of a larger head on it than I expected. Slightly cloudy in color in the glass, but really gold, honey. It looks like a Kolsch, which is like a honey style beer. Really, really yellow in color, similar to what you would expect from an IPA. Like I said, the main difference is just the hops. So the flavor should be pretty similar, as well as the coloration, scent. It should all fall right in line with what you would expect from an IPA. Scent-wise, this smells very hop-forward. Haven't ever tried this beer before. I've actually never seen this beer before. I know Odell Brewing Company, and I've had quite a few of their beers, but I actually have not had the Drumroll APA. So this is new to me too, but it's very IPA-like, just off the scent. We'll try this and see if it tastes as hoppy as it smells. It is a hoppy beer, but it's not as hoppy as I would have expected based on the scent. You would try this, and if you're any sort of an IPA fan, you definitely would nail this as being a pale ale. You'd probably guess IPA just because it's more common, but it does fall right in line with the flavors. It almost has like an orange flavor to it, very citrusy aftertaste. Not quite to the level of citrus that I would say maybe like a fresh squeezed IPA that we've reviewed previously. Similar in the fruit essence of it, but this one is a different fruit. This one really tastes orange-ish. It's yeah, after I've had another drink, I do feel like this tastes like oranges. Reading off the can, it doesn't say anything about oranges. The only thing that they mention is that it is a tropical hop-forward beer, drumming up a citrus-inspired rhythm for what's to come. So, like I said, it is a hop-forward beer. Not as much as I would expect from your average IPA, but I do taste the citrus. Very heavy on the citrus side. It's a good beer. It's if you like IPAs, if you like hop scent and flavor, you're really going to like this. Usually an IPA feels a little bit heavier. This has a little bit of a lighter feel to it. It doesn't feel like I would be tapping out after drinking one or two of these. It does feel light, more along the pale ale side that you would expect from your average pale ale. But when you add the American pale ale, it kind of brings out the hops, but it doesn't bring down the weight of the beer. It's not, it doesn't taste like a very heavy beer. It is a tasty IPA, APA, I should say. It is good. I think the orange is really throwing me off. It's super sweet on the back end, and maybe it's just because of the time of year I'm drinking this. It's mid-January, right in the middle of winter. We have snow on the ground outside. This feels like a beer I should be drinking in the middle of July. July 4th weekend, you need to be drinking this. It has that fruit flavor. It has that orange. It's light. It's light in color, but it's really strong in flavor. Really good beer, but I feel like I should be sitting back with some sunglasses on. So maybe my situation doesn't bode perfect for this style beer, but I do really enjoy it. It is a good beer. I've had quite a few other Odell beers, and I've liked some and I haven't liked some, and this would definitely fall on the side of a very likable beer. So learning a little bit more about Odell Brewing for you guys and kind of explaining some of the cool things that I found on their website here. So Odell Brewing, like I said, they're based in Fort Collins, Colorado. They have a tap room in Fort Collins, Colorado, and it looks like they have 20 beers on tap at all times. So they have 10 beers that they consider their year-round beers. You can go in anytime. Those are always on the tap. Then they have 10 others that are always rotating. Now, those ones are broken up. They have 7 limited edition beers. Just 7 limited edition beers that could range from a tart beer to a stout. They have everything. That is totally random. Just 7 random beers, and then they have 3 seasonal beers. So for a total of 10 on tap at any given time. Like I said, they have their tap room. They also have a food truck that travels around, it looks like. Or they have food trucks at their tap room for like an evening. It looks like they're going to have them there tomorrow night, the 17th of January. If you're down there, check out the food trucks at Odell Brewing. One really cool thing that I want to point out to you guys, if you are in the Fort Collins area, even in the Denver area, and you actually have the opportunity to go to Odell Brewing, they have a pretty cool thing that they do that they call Today's IPA. Today's IPA, as described by them, is each month we brew an incredibly fresh IPA in quantities so small that you can only find it here at the tap room. We call it Today IPA because today's the best day to enjoy it, and we can't guarantee that it'll be here tomorrow. So they do the Today IPA on the 3rd Thursday of every month. So the 3rd Thursday of January this month is this coming Thursday. So in 2 days, they're going to be releasing another IPA that they're considering a fresh IPA, and it's in such a small batch that you're not going to get it in a keg. You're not going to get it in the stores. You got to go to the tap room to try it. That's something that I want to go try. I did not know they did that until I started doing some research on them. I think that's a super cool idea. Me being a home brewer, doing the small batch is all I can do. So I like to experiment and do not crazy flavors, but not just your everyday average beer. I like to go out and try, let's add some orange peel to this. Let's add some cinnamon and do a really cool flavor. And that's what they're doing with this IPA. They're doing it in a small batch, having it for a Thursday night to go down and give it a try. That's pretty cool. So I would recommend, if you're in the area on the 3rd Thursday of any month, go try it. I think that's something that I'm going to try to do in the future, and I will let you guys know how that goes. So another really cool feature, I'm going to talk about their website a lot just because I think it's super handy and everything. So they have on their website what they call mood pairing. So you go to their website, you click on mood pairing, and it asks you a series of 9 questions, and it tells you what you should drink that night or day or whatever. The questions, without having them right in front of me, the questions range from what time of day is it to what kind of music do you like, what color of this color palette appeals to you, what shoes are you wearing. I might have said that one already. What else was there? What's the weather like outside right now? They ask you 9 questions, and then they give you a beer that you should try. And I think that's kind of a fun, interactive thing. I sat on their website for probably 10 minutes just doing the questions over and over and over just to see if I got different beers. And I did. It's not always the same. I thought that was a pretty cool feature that they had on their website. Something fun to do. It lets you pair it. If it says you're eating anything, hey, that was one of the questions. What's for dinner tonight? So they're trying to pair a beer with your time of day, with your mood, with your food, and get you something that's going to go perfectly with your evening or afternoon or whatever time of day you chose in the previous questions. So I thought that was a really cool thing that they did. So yeah, I highly recommend Odell Brewing. Their website's cool. Check it out. Their tap room looks awesome. They got live music and food trucks periodically. They do the Today's IPA every 3rd Thursday of each month. I think that's something that's really cool. And they make good beer. This APA, if I bought this in a 6-pack, I would not be disappointed. It goes down really smooth. It's really light for a APA/IPA, and it has a little bit of fruity flavor, and I like the lighter side of IPAs. So I highly recommend giving Odell Brewing's Drumroll APA a try. So that kind of wraps up the review of the beer. But before I let you guys go, I promised you the potential giveaway here. Let me pull this up. The potential giveaway for these bottle openers. These bottle openers that I use on almost every one of my podcasts, depending on whether or not I have a can or a bottle. Our buddy at Shaverwood, Jason Shaver, his website is in the description of this video. He's given away 2 of these to anybody and their drinking buddy. So the contest goes through tomorrow. I'm recording this on January 16th. The contest goes through the end of January 17th. Wednesday, January 17th is the cutoff. I know I'm getting this information to you guys a little bit late, but go check out Instagram.com/Shaverwood. Find his picture. You got to like the picture and tag your drinking buddy in it. And then he's going to do a giveaway completely free of charge to you guys. You're going to get 2 of these bottle openers, one for you and one for your buddy. Free shipping, free opener, everything's free. All you got to do is like the picture, tag your drinking buddy in it, and you could have one of these. And I can't say enough good things about it. The build quality on this thing is amazing. He sells it for $20, and I think that's a steal. Once you get this in your hands, you're really going to enjoy it. I highly recommend you guys go enter that contest. Go check it out. You could get these in your hands if you guys win. So check him out, Instagram.com/Shaverwood, and go win some bottle openers for you and a buddy. So anyways, thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this and you want to find more, you can find me on Twitter at Zim's Beer Review. You can find all my other reviews on anywhere that podcasts are found, or the videos on YouTube. Just go to at Zim's Beer Review and you'll find all of my past beer reviews. If you have any questions, send me an email at zimsbeerreview@gmail.com. And until next time, happy drinking.